We are late today and we are at 48 p.m. So it's like an hour late from our close time of broadcasting or whatever recording we need to do for the day. And I got no excuse, to be honest. I'm just not feeling ready. I was hungry and I ate, and I'm just getting the food to settle. And now we are ready to do the live stream. So if you are here, if you're watching it live or the replay, thank you for coming by and watch and listen to what I'm about to say. And the title for this is actually a bit too out there because sometimes people are doing meditation because they want to experience the routine, the sensation of peace, and just in flow with your energetic and all that stuff. But what I used to when I used to do meditation, it wasn't because of that. I was rebuilding the safest place within myself because I have grounded my experience in such a darkness that I can't even contain the good thing that is happening within me or the bad thing that is happening. So everything just collapsed, and my mentality break, and I just collapse. I can't move. I can't be in the flow. I get excited. I can feel excited. I can't do anything. I'm just like feeling quit. That's, I think, the a better way to say it. It wasn't until later on that I decided to exit. Like, I decided how can we exit this life? But as I shared a couple story of my life before this live stream, I already told you that I decided not to choose that path and eventually live. That's why you see me right here. But the thing with rebuilding your safest place within yourself, it's something that cannot be rebuilt if you don't know what to feel. And that's what I used to feel about it. I don't know how to feel grounded in my own body. I can't feel myself and all that stuff. So I just want to know. I just want to quit feeling confused, and I eventually just let everything settle, let the chaos until it just ripples away, and I stay in my awareness with everything. Not really dissolving, not really solving the problem. I'm just sitting with it, listening to the things that they told me. You are this, you are bad at this, you are not doing this right, and all of this. I just listen and sit right there. And that's what I did in my meditation session for at least 1 hour. I did that for numerous a time, and then I just come into this space where I can listen to the darkness. I can listen to my own shadow and the talk about how terrible, how negative, how naive, and all that stuff. And I'm like, we got that. But also, like, I want to be able to tap into this positivity. So I began to feel okay with what they say, my pain, my shadow. And I feel okay with the condition of the physicality I have, with all this torture that I put myself into, with all the toxicity that I have ingested. I just feel okay. And then I raise the bar. Can we feel great about it? How the hell can you feel great about something that is so terrible? It's like saying you are okay seeing someone killing someone else. It was that terrible. And I know that it's not common to see your own pain in such awareness, but I don't know anything else. to do at that point, at that beginning of letting everything be. And I just like be in the state of like I can see the negative, but I also can see the positive. And I grow into a familiar state. Like it is okay that I have the negative side of the coin and also the positive side of the coin at the same time. And I'm holding that space for numerous of times. I think I did meditation for every single day for at least 1 hour. Like a freaking like 6 to 8 months. Like I did it for so long because it was that hard for me to think about solving the issue. And I get into this idea. It hit me like I actually can copy the state of when I was in the meditation while not being in meditation. So there's this channeler name. What is her name? She channels Abraham Hicks. I forgot her name. Something with an A. I forgot it. So she channels Bashar. No, she channels Abraham, and there is a story that is happening in the channeling session, and I realized that whenever you feel excited, whenever you feel like you are in flow with whatever is pulling you, excite you, you are actually in a meditation state. No matter if you have done it or not. So that state in itself is the thing that people want to experience in meditation. But sometimes people need the act of meditation to get into that. Well, some other artists maybe like they just get into the creation mode and they are being in that meditation space. And I want to have that. But the thing is that at that time, nothing is pulling me, nothing excites me, nothing. And I'm just like, okay. But then my thing in life is that I don't want to have a routine. I don't want to have a jinx. Meaning that I don't want the feeling that I need to do something to get something, because it's so conditional that I just don't like that idea. And my balance in life is like so four-dimensional, meaning that I just feel it and I'm already in it. Like I don't need to do anything else. Whatever I do next within that state is the thing that I'm getting, meaning that it's already in the way, on the way, the thing that I want. So I don't need to do more for it. I already do enough. And the next thing that I do will contain that energy that get me closer to the next thing and the next thing, and eventually I get it. So that's the kind of life that I always hold within myself. I always believe that I live that kind of life. So I don't like to have jinx or routine, and I try not to. That's the problem. And this live stream is such a project that I never done before, because I try to build a routine. And at one point, I know that I will fail at some cases, just like today, because the promise is that we will not record anything after 4. But things just happened this way, and I decided to record it later. So that's fine. We still have the sun. That's the biggest problem about it, because we probably won't have enough lighting for the night, because I haven't bought the ring yet. So I don't like routine. And when I have it, I probably do it because I want to get the gist of that feeling, that eventually I get to do it without doing it. And the meditation is that thing. But in meditation, what I am doing wasn't to feel at the highest peaceful feeling and love and all that stuff. I just want to be like in control upon whatever it is that I'm experiencing, whether it's good, whether it's bad. It's like I'm in control, not everything else that's just thrown at me. And I need to start sort and order everything because it's such a mess. I don't like that. So I try to be in the state of flow rather than routine. And with meditation, I love that we get into the habit of breathing because that's like the essential need, the foundational need to live because we need to breathe, we need to drink, we need to sleep and all that stuff. That's the normalcy that we already hold. And meditation bring us that. But the routine is too long. And I get into this feeling that I need to with myself. 이거 중에 투어이겠다. I feel like I need to sit with myself, set the timer, and then just like be in this breathing mode and start to focus on the things. And I'm like, it's too long. The thing with excitement, with the thing with creating something or doing things that you love, you just do it. You just be in it. And if you still need to take care of the processes to get to the things that you want, you are still too far from living your freedom because this routine is not it. And I eventually got it. And the thing that I got through the meditation is there is this habit that the channelers do. When a channeler start their channeling session, they get into the breathing, but it's a different kind of breathing. And that breathing is my gateway too. So I used that technique in the channeler, but essentially just use it for my everyday life, meaning that I know how to feel at peace. I know how to feel okay with my body. I know how to feel okay with my problems. I know how to tap into the positivity of the situation. I know how to let the rhythm flow so I can feel when is the right time to move, when is not, and all that stuff. The feeling of knowing, the feeling that I am in it. And I get to settle that feeling into my own being. And I found the gateway in my physicality, which is like, this body is inside your spirit. And if you can like tap into that personal gateway. So I believe that everyone here, every human here has a different gateway to their essence, their soul, their frequency. And sometimes people have it like in the chakra mode, like you have it like in the middle every single time. But sometimes you can have it literally twisted. And sometimes I tap into here. Like I focus here rather than here. Because in here, it's already aligned. I don't need to realign it. In here, it's sometimes like I get heavy by some other ways that I don't know. So I focus breathing here. So I breathe with this instead of this. Instead of my lungs, instead of my throat, instead of my nose, I breathe with this. Because something here fucked up so hard that they are literally become the bubble of energetic burst that waiting to burst out. And because it's like blocked, it's like it condensed itself, I need to focus on it to eventually open the gateway and let the energy out. So I focus on here pretty often at the beginning of it. And that's why like I also pretty sensitive with the idea of symmetry, because the more I get to feel my body is symmetrical, the less I need to realign every structure to eventually be okay to move. Because with misalignment in your physical symmetry. There are parts of your body that needs to put more effort than other places. So if you have your symmetry in perfect alignment, you don't need to do anything to it because it's already perfect. Everything just put an equal effort at the other parts need. So there is no need for you to push too hard or sap too hard or pull too hard. Like it just align. It just like it's easy. And that's why like I focus on here because this one here is actually really fucked up because I used when I was like maybe 12, 14, I was playing on a bed and eventually I snapped. Like I was like what do you call it, jumping on the bed and it's like playing here and there and then just like sweep myself forward like this and then this dislocated in some way and eventually I need to realign it with my energetic, not necessarily realign it physically. That's the problem because I also don't know what is wrong at that time. So I get to learn that, oh, it's actually wrong in this way, in this way, in this way. And this is connected to that. It's very interesting. Yesterday, because I did such a heavy lifting physical task, I just fixed my legs. Can you believe that? Because I have massaged it in the right way and then all the muscles are aligned, but it doesn't have the same mass as the other legs. So when I did the heavy lifting task yesterday, my legs got fixed by itself. Ta-da! And I get to feel okay now with my own body. But also like this, having no back support is actually helping me sit better because I sit like more than 10 hours a day because I need to work on something and I just always buy my laptop and I do that pretty often. So I don't have any backs that supported when my back supported when I'm sitting. So it's a good news because then I get to see that I can breathe better. I can use my back to breathe because when you push your back against a wall, against the chair, it's actually constricted your muscle. And when you just sit straight, you don't need to sit straight if you don't want to, but if you just sit without anything supporting your back, it will eventually let the muscle breathe, expand and constrict, expand and restrict itself and all that stuff. So yeah, and that's why like I opened the gate in some other places, but nowadays I don't really need to because my body has aligned so much that I don't need to put more effort to do that. But there are also times when, even when I have aligned my physical to such a degree, there are times when I am incapable to tap into that safest place within myself. So what I did is I moved the energetic. So this is very spiritual. I do not expect you to understand this, but if you know that when you, oh, this is also different. It's very spiritual. So sometimes when I don't have enough time to go into meditation state, to just sit for 15 minutes and just like be still or be focused on whatever it is, I just move my hands, tapping into the spirit of myself, and then start to move the places that need help, need support. For example, I usually put a lot of effort to do this. So the fingers is like connected to your neurons in your head that when you move it like this, your other bodies move. And if you are so spiritual, you would understand what I mean without me explaining anything. So if you sit like this and you start to scan your body with your hands, seeing that where is the part of your body that needs some strengthening, some alignment, and then you see the knots of energetic, just like what I see on my shoulder, then you start to pull the energy out of your system, let the energy flow out of you, support it enough that until you get everything you need and you feel the balance within yourself, you get to see that, oh, everything now is good. So this is what I do sometimes. I already did it this morning. So sometimes like I go scanning so fast that I did just this. So the hand movement doesn't matter. What matters is that how you translate the feeling and then start to like pulling the energy out of you. So this is really like there's this something that I found in my later journey of meditation where I'm like, okay, we don't really need that 15 minutes of meditation. We don't really need that because we already know how to tap, how to feel in peace and all the good feelings. And because that thing is already embedded in our consciousness. So sometimes the condensed, what do you call it? Compounded? No. Condensed, blocked bubble of energy that is stuck within places. Or sometimes when I feel sick in my throat, which is pretty often, and I just like tweak it like this, and I massage the energy. I'm not massaging my muscle. And when I get into that mode of knowing where to touch an energetic point in myself, I get the relief of doing a meditation for 1 hour straight. That's the quickest way. And it will sound weird if you are not spiritual enough to do meditation. But that's the thing. So there is a thing for this hand movement in spiritual world is that it called light language. It doesn't need to make sense, but you need to know what that is. And if you go into healing session with really spiritual people who do healing physically, you will see them clearing some dense energy inside of you, which is the tap of their fingers, like a freaking locked keys that locks a bang, and you just like tweak it like this. And the next day you see yourself, oh, something weird coming out of me. I think that's the condensed energy physically coming out of you. And that's their healing session. Sometimes people who go to healers are not really healed because it's not the path. That's also one way, but also like it's not the time. So there are some failure in the trial because of that. So it's part of the connection, not connection. It's part of the journey. It's part of the journey that you found your own solution. But if something doesn't work for you, keep looking. You will find it. If you don't give up, no one's will. That's the key. So this is the thing that I would do when I naturally need some kind of support to my spirit, to my body, without actually doing meditation. Why? Because in meditation, most of the case, so some people not doing it for channeling, some people are not doing it for other spiritual stuff, it's just like for personal benefit. They're just using it for getting into that safest space within themselves. But I would suggest that if you are doing it out of routine, you probably don't need it. Because spirituality is not about routine, it's about living it, being. That's the thing. Like, this is also some of a really twisted, what do you call it? It's not poisonous, it's not toxic, it's contaminated. It's the contamination area within spirituality where they feel the need to actually meditate, to feel spiritual, to feel at peace and all that stuff. And I'm like, if that is how you feel, you don't need it. And I also believe that at some point, if you having trouble in one extreme idea that was so negative, that was like destroying your essence, that is not aligned with who you are, then you need to go the other way. That's like what I do. Is when I feel really disconnected with myself, I don't know what to do and all that stuff, I just fall deeper into the routine, fall deeper. I need to do it once a day. I still feel not good about myself, and I'm like, okay, let's do the meditation 1 hour a day. Let's do it until. So there is a timeline here. There's a time period for this until we feel okay, until we know how to do it without it, until we are ready to step into the new world of our journey and all that stuff. And I did go into that process to eventually not really leaning into the routine. I really object the idea of routine. But you need it at some point. I understand that. But at one point, you also don't need it. So you need to discern yourself well, discern your condition well to know, like, okay, this is the time when we don't really need the routine. It would be awesome that I can live stream this when I was cooking the noodle, because I was cooking the noodle and I'm like, it would be nice if I can stream it right there and then. But we didn't, and now we are here. And that's how I actually build the idea, build the feeling to eventually do the live stream in different areas so that I don't have the routine. So when I have some ideas, I just like pop it right out, and you see me talking in the first person view, which is when I think about it. Love that idea. I don't know when I will get there, but yeah, I don't like routine. And whenever I learn something, it's not because I want to have it. It's not because I want to have it the same continuously. It's more like I want to have it without it. It's a different concept. It's more sustainable for me, which is something that I extracted from my own desire, wantness, and standard and expectation of life. So if you have something else, you don't need to recreate this. You can follow whatever it is that is aligned within yourself. If you find that thing, like, this is the standard of my life, then just follow that. This is just one of the examples that I do for myself, so that I don't fall into the boredom, I don't fall into the jinx, I don't fall into the bad thinking habit, negative thinking habit, and all that stuff. So yeah, I'd love to know what you got from here, because this is a pretty lengthy one to say about meditation. But yeah, I hope this has got you something, and I'll see you tomorrow.